Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever this video finds you, welcome to Ticks. And I was completely caught off guard, but that's what happens when you go live. So, in a now deleted video, the Pookie of Panhandling. Look, when you've never owned anything, when you are delinquent in your paperwork, when you're just out here floating around with a garbage psychology degree, and I'll say it again, psychology degree is one of the most easiest underwater basket weaving degree that you can get. Even if you double majored in it, it's super easy. It's normally reserved for people who are C students who go to college. They get a psychology degree, all right, or something low level like that, communications, liberal arts, women's studies, Bolivian ballroom dancing, it doesn't matter. They get these little garbage degrees and they have to read a lot of books. And the one thing that you find out about reading is that you speak what you read. So you sound well read, and you are well read, especially if you got a degree. Well, at least before 2020. So yes, you're well read, but the one thing, this is the difference between being educated and intelligent. It's the difference. This is the difference. So this comes to us via pocket watching of JT, and we're going to break this down because, again, he deleted this video off his Instagram. He blocked me on Instagram. Like, none of my Instagram pages, because they're all connected, I can't see his Instagram. But luckily, there are people who remain in the shadows and they download his videos, and of course, they put them up. And again, before we get started, for him to talk about YouTubian struggle streamers and I get millions of views a month. Yes, but you are too stupid to monetize your Instagram, your TikTok, too stupid to start a YouTube and monetize that. And you could have been living off of that as well as living off of donations. But let's get into it. Let's have some fun with this. Because for me, that's all this is. This is fun. Let's break it down. And let's go.
On August the 5th, brothers and sisters, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a notice to auction off the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy campus.
If you didn't pay the $60,000 that you owed in 20 days.
For unpaid vacant property registration fees.
Right.
I repeat, on August the 5th, to auction off the campus we bought,
First and foremost, yes, I'm going to fast forward that triple talk, that triple repeating, because that's annoying. Let's be honest, that's annoying as hell. Nobody wants to hear that. Make it sound like he has a mental defect. But what is this we? Our names are not on those properties, just yours. There's no we, there's no us, there's just you. Sure, people gave you the money for it. I still want my $100 back from 2014, but it's whatever. It's whatever. But there's no we, it's just you. There's no we, it's just thee. Let's go.
Been working on for 6.5 years.
That
if we don't pay the past due vacant property registration fees and outstanding utilities by the 25th of Black August, they will sell our campus.
11 days.
This is Pocket Watching with Jeff Johnson, Prince of
Pan-Africanism. Peace in Pan Africa.
Oh God.
Happy Black August.
What about White August?
Happy Leo season. Happy Black August.
I'm having fun with this.
Happy Leo season. Happy Black, my Nigerian Africans, my Ghanaian Africans, Zimbabwean Africans, with me in Dominican
about your butt kissing.
Peace and Pan African Africans. Where my Tosha African in Japan, South Pacific, Sydney American African, Lewis, my Mrs. Maryland, DC, Washington DC, West Philly, my Wilmington, in my heart, African. Please hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy.
Begging already.
Brothers and sisters, this is a special FDMG announcement. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy.
The special begging.
paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Make your donations for Black August Leo season. I will see you in Nat Turner land.
Oh, God.
August the 21st. Library.com and get your tickets. I will. New Orleans, Louisiana, Hurricanesburg, Mississippi, Saturday. See Auburn, Alabama, out of Alabama for the UN30. Academy also still. We are fighting this war against FDMG and Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde.
There is no war. It's just you. There's no war. It's just you. Your lazy accounting, your lazy bookkeeping. There's no war.
We are fighting this war against FDMG and Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde.
Do I have sad violins?
We were supposed to get a refund within 4 days of our accounts being shut down.
You're not getting a refund. You're not getting a refund. You're not getting a refund. You were just in. Hold on. I know I got some sad violins. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. You're not getting a refund, bro. You were just in Jersey this weekend. You were just in Jersey this weekend, and you were on the stage in Newark talking about you were too lazy to call the bank to find out whether or not you were getting a refund. You said that. You said busy. I say lazy. But the truth of the matter is, you knew you weren't going to get a refund. You know why? Because you overdrafted the account with fraudulent money orders. Probably with fraudulent money orders. Or maybe the FBI or the IRS/FBI has decided to take a special interest in you. But let's, for the sake of argument, just say that they froze your account because you deposited some bad checks, and the money that you took out, you didn't have enough for the bank to recuperate their funds. So they froze your account, because that's normally what happens when you deposit fraudulent checks/money orders and you borrow against those checks/money orders, and you don't have enough to cover what you took out. They freeze your account until that balance is met. Turn down the music, my bad. All right. Trying to find the perfect balance. I apologize. Because I don't want to use my regular music on this guy. Is that better? Matter of fact, let's go Airport Lounge. There we go. All right, let's go there. That'll work. All right. All right. Thanks, Simeon. All right. So, yeah, fraudulent. You either deposited a fraudulent check or money order. You borrowed against it. You didn't have enough to balance it out in your account. So they froze your account. They froze your account. And depending on the amount of the balance, you're not getting that back. And not only that, as far as the accounts, you're not getting that back. And not only that, depending on how much it was, they, of course, reported it to the IRS. Again, I had an associate who was doing that with fraudulent money orders. The dude had 3 bank accounts within a year of me knowing him because he kept depositing fraudulent money orders and they kept borrowing against it, and they kept freezing and killing his accounts. Unless he was able to cover what he took out within a certain amount of time, the bank account was done. There was no, well, you deposited this $5,000 money order, you took out $2,500, you only had $70 in the bank. So what we're going to do is we're going to freeze and then kill your account, and then we're going to give you back the $70 that was in there. No, that's not how that works at all. Anybody that's ever had a bank account will tell you that. But let's continue.
We were supposed to get a refund within 4 days of our accounts being shut down. We still haven't got our refund.
You're lying.
We still haven't got our refund. We still haven't got our refund.
And you won't.
So, not only are the accounts frozen.
Those accounts are gone.
Not only are the accounts frozen.
They're gone.
Make sure y'all hit my Venmo and my PayPal. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist.
We go begging.
Text me for the links to donate 899-858.
On
August the 5th, brothers and sisters. On August the 5th.
You said that already.
The city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a notice to auction off the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy campus.
If you didn't pay your past due balance of over $60K
for unpaid vacant property registration fees. I repeat, on August the 5th, a lien to auction off the campus we bought, the campus we've been working on for 6.5 years. I was not notified of this. We were not notified of this.
Already you're lying. And you're going to prove that you're lying. Let's go.
This past weekend, without an email, this past weekend, without a letter in the mail, this past weekend, without a phone call.
Where were you? For a month, you were in Africa. And since you've been back, I think you've been on that property for maybe 2 or 3 days, pretending that you were working on it. And now here you are back in the car. You were in Jersey.
The city of Wilmington put a notice on the door handle of both of our schools, informing me that if we don't pay the past due vacant property registration fees and outstanding utilities by the 25th of Black August, they will sell our campus. Brothers and sisters, can I ask you a question?
Yes, what's the question?
Why were we not notified that they were going to try to sell our campus?
Okay, first and foremost, everybody knows for years, over 10 years, that you do not answer your phone. You don't answer your phone. This is why we know about your daughter and all her trials and tribulations, because you don't answer your phone. I'm pretty sure they called you and you looked at it and didn't answer it because you're lazy like that. And any address that you have on file with the bank, I 100% guarantee you that for at least the past 3-4 months, they were sending you notices after notices after notices after notices after notices. And considering the type of lazy, low IQ person that you are, you ignored them, threw them away. But then again, you are like a pack rat. You're a hoarder. So it's probably a stack of mail sitting somewhere in your mama's house. There's probably a stack of mail sitting at that school. Maybe.
Brothers and sisters, why are they trying to sell our campus at the very moment that our accounts are frozen?
Because you didn't pay
Brothers
the bill.
and sisters, is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that the city of Wilmington is trying to sell properties that we own and have been working on continuously behind our backs? They were going to...
Okay. First, again, there is no we, it's just thee. The properties that you had 40 paint days and 6 barbecues. Oh, we working on this. Had a brother out there with a Skype talking about some cutting the grass. Had some guy power washing the sidewalk. Oh yeah. Oh, and then you put up some used doors. In 6 years. Oh my God. Is it a coincidence that you're bad with, I mean, like horribly bad with money? I can only imagine how many fraudulent checks and money orders, because, you know, especially coming from overseas, primarily Africa and India, I can only imagine how many of them you have deposited into your account because you're not intelligent when it comes to financial matters. I can only imagine how many of them you dumped into your bank account, and because you have the balance to cover it, the bank they just ate it. They just took it right out of your account. Oh, look, he got a money order for 20K. He got a fake money order for 200K. He got and they like, well, he got the money in there, boop, and they just took it out of your balance, because at the very least, you raise, based on Lennon Horner, who does a lot of hardcore investigations on Dr. Umar, or shall I say Umar Johnson. You raised at the very least $1.2 million, and you did not, over the past 10 years, blow $1.2 million just by being a passport Pookie and supposed drug use. There's no way you did that just like that. I mean, you did take several trips to Africa before you started doing lectures over there and whatnot, taking boys over to Africa and whatnot. That there's no way you burned through $600,000 on that. Especially when you don't own a vehicle and you don't own a house. There's no way you burned over $600,000. Let's say $800,000, because you spent $400,000 on those trap bandos, those haunted schoolhouses. There's no way you burnt all of that money just by being a passport Pookie, because you have nothing to show for it except a bunch of videos of you in hotel rooms, okay, and on planes taking videos of women's butts, pretending like you showing yourself. I mean, there's no way. So the bank had to have been deducting from your bank account from fraudulent money orders and checks. Because there's nothing to show for it. But I'll let you continue.
Sell our schools behind our backs.
What's up, Lou?
They didn't even tell us that they were going to try to sell our schools. We received no notice in the mail. We received no notice by email.
Did you check
We
that
received no phone calls at all.
You don't answer your phone?
They were going to try to sell our schools. Instead, they put a notice on the door handle.
You don't answer the phone. You probably don't answer your mail. You probably ignored the email, unless it had the word donations in it. Or I bet the only email he checked is the email that has everything to do with booking him for lectures. I guarantee you, or it has an attachment in it, a photo attachment of some gross looking woman that for some reason I mean, dude, if you're going to at least be a deviant, I mean, good Lord, the women that have come out against you. Oh my God. Are you see? I could see if you was like had it like Derek Jackson, where it's like, okay, well, yeah, I could see why, he would risk it all for that. I mean, even though these women are just social media prostitutes that Derek Jackson met with, I could see it at least that. I mean, at least the conscious stripper was decent. But outside of that, ew. I'm sorry, ladies, but ew. You Umar Johnson, and the best you can get is a chick who looked like she'd be saying ain't no more green beans in the school cafeteria. Anyway,
somebody stole one set of notifications and sent it to the YouTubian struggle streamers.
They just took a picture.
Somebody stole the Frederick Douglass High School paperwork off the front door.
They just took a picture
and sent it to the struggle streamers.
They sent it to the.
But luckily for us, Sister Ra Ebony was able to get the paperwork off the Marcus Garvey School before the haters stole that paperwork. I believe, brothers and sisters.
What do you believe?
And please let me know your opinion.
Okay.
I believe, brothers and sisters, and please let me know your opinion.
We heard you the first time.
I believe, brothers and sisters, to sell the school, and they wanted opinion. I believe that they were going to sell the school, and they wanted to sell the school before we found out.
They put notices on the door, bruh. They put notices on the door, bruh. You had, when they gave you the notice, you had 20 days. You had 20 days to come up with $60K. $30K per building. You got 20 days. You've been begging for donations since what, 2010? You said on Roland Martin show back in what, 2016, 17, 18 that you had over 700K. That's a lot of money.
I believe that they wanted to sell the school before we found out. We were not supposed to know that they were going to sell our school. Why do I say that? We were given no notification. We received no letter in the mail. We received no email. We received no phone call that they were going to try to sell our schools. Instead, they put a notice on the door. In a low-income neighborhood, they put a notice on the door with rubber band and masking tape.
So let's get back to the ground floor of all of this. Why in the hell did you think black folks, single mothers at that, were going to move en masse to Delaware in an impoverished neighborhood? I guess they can afford it, at least afford to live in the neighborhood. That is, if they could get a job in that neighborhood or in that city, with the job market being the way that it is. You expected what? Hundreds, thousands to move to that crappy neighborhood? Because you can't just send your kid to any school district. You have to live in that district. With 2 prisons within walking distance of the school. In a Browning area, and by Browning area, that means that there is no environmental growth in that area. It's the environment, as far as like the grass and the water and the air or whatnot, is deteriorating. In fact, one of the reasons why they shut down the school was because of water contamination. You expected people to do that. You were the same idiot that left a supposedly or actually did leave a door unlocked when you went to Africa and disappeared for a month and came back and claimed that kids or somebody vandalized your debris from your apartment that you got evicted from. I mean, that stuff was so covered in dust. It looked like that stuff had been there for 6 years, covered in dust. But you're trying to say, oh, they vandalized my 5,000 book collection. Bro, you can't get 5,000 books in a spare bedroom unless it's a bunch of leaflets. But 5,000 books, really? Is that what we're supposed to believe? You didn't even show us 50 books. We didn't even see 5 books. But we supposed to believe they damaged $5,000 books? You didn't even show us books. You showed us the same debris and trash and garbage that somebody took a photo of after you got evicted and moved your stuff into that gym and had it all packed up in a corner. It was the same stuff. I guess you were trying to run an insurance scam or a donations scam, a donations drive by saying, oh, I was vandalized. And that was less than 3 months ago. Less than 3 months ago. Less than, what was that, a month and a half ago he was trying to say he was vandalized? Y'all remember that? Anyway.
They put a notice on the school front door with a rubber band and masking tape.
So what? How else were they supposed to put it on there?
Brothers and sisters,
how else were they supposed to put it on there?
Back in April, when I found out about the overdue vacant property registration fees.
Oh, so you did know that you had overdue vacant property registration fees. So you did know. You found out back in April. I thought you said you didn't know. Didn't you just say less than a minute ago in your little speech that you didn't know? And now you just admitted that you did know? Well, which one is it, Umar? Did you know or did you not know? You starting to have a little revisionist history? I can't believe y'all think this brother's intelligent.
I had asked the city of Wilmington if they could retroactively apply our nonprofit waiver. According to the nonprofit waiver for the city of Wilmington, if you are a nonprofit organization, they will waive your vacant property registration fees for 4 years. If you are a non-profit organization, vacant property registration,
Yeah, but here's the thing though. You tried to file your Philadelphia nonprofit waiver in the city of Delaware. Philadelphia had revoked your nonprofit for fraudulent activity. That's why you don't have a Cash App. They revoked it. So you tried to use that in Delaware and they revoked it. They was like, no, you can't use this. And instead of you actually dealing with that, you left it as it was because you're a horrible business person. I mean, you're a horrible person overall, but you're a horrible business person. You don't handle business properly.
We would owe absolutely nothing. But I asked them and they ignored my emails for 4 months.
They ignored your emails for 4 months. You asked them and you didn't get an answer. And instead of you saying, you know what? Hold up. Let me take my ass down here and make sure that everything is straight. For 4 months, you didn't do that. 4 months, especially when you know you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars of back taxes, back debts, whatever you want to call it. If I know I'm looking at that, and I call them, I email them, I ain't heard from them in a week. They ain't called me back in a week. Monday morning, just like this supposed bank freeze, I'm there Monday morning. I'm standing there with a cup of coffee next to security when he opened the door. Hey, good morning there. What's your name? Yeah, Officer Johnson. All right. Where do I go to get in the line to see such and such about who's a nanny? Where do I go? Okay, I'm going. Okay, all right, cool. What floor? 5th floor? All right. Them elevators, right? Okay. I'm right there. I'm right there with all my documents and everything. You know, I'm right there. It's like showing up to court in the morning. I'm right there. I'm outside the door. I'm not just going to leave it to chance. This is business. Business over bullshit. Every day, all day. But that's not what you did, is it? What did you do?
They ignored my phone calls for 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
They ignored our emails for 4 months. They ignored our phone calls for 4 months. And instead, the first time I hear from them since April. The first time I hear from them since contacting them April. Asking them to apply our vacant property registration fee waiver to the past 4 years so we would owe absolutely nothing. They ignored me since April.
Because you ignored them since April. You probably sent one email, probably called and left one voicemail and called it a day. And probably totally forgot about it. And then now they were sending you letters, blowing up your phone, and you didn't answer your phone and you ignored the letters to the point where they, with rubber band and masking tape, informed you on your trap bandos, hey, look, you got 20 days to pay this debt or we will seize and auction off these properties, which they'll probably, somebody was asking on Lennon Horner if they sold it for more than what he paid. He paid $400K, 400 and some change. But we'll just say $400K for these trap bandos. They're not going to auction them off for more than what he paid for. They were saying, well, if they auction it off for more than what he paid, will he get the balance, the difference? Probably after all past due bills, if all of that is taken out, they'll probably take it out of that to where it brings the new owner's balance to zero. It was like, well, we got $27.82 left. Yeah, send him a check in the mail. You know what I'm saying? But they're not gonna get $400K plus gratuity for those buildings. They're dilapidated buildings. You know? Those things should be in an episode of Scooby-Doo with Umar being the bad guy. I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling YouTubian struggle streamers. I'm having fun with this. But yeah, no, bruh. No, he ain't getting nothing out of this. He threw away the people's hopes and dreams.
They ignored me since April. No phone call, no email, nothing in the postal mail since April. And the first thing we find out, the first time we hear from them since April, is a letter on the front door of the school, affixed with a rubber band and masking tape. A rubber band and masking tape.
Okay, and
brothers and sisters,
what?
Giving us 20 days to pay these back taxes.
Plus 4 months.
We already paid $30,000.
Okay.
For water that we don't even use.
Okay.
We just paid $30,000 to the city of Wilmington for water that we don't even use.
First of all, it's not we, just thee, and you pay $30,000 for water that you don't use. Okay, does that mean that the bill stopped? Does that mean you no longer have to pay water? You no longer have to pay a water bill ever again? Is that what you're thinking? I mean, have you never owned? You could tell this dude has never owned a house. Whatever apartment he was living in that he got evicted from, clearly, you know how it is in an apartment complex. The water is included in your rent. So like if your rent is like, okay, going back to 2018, 2019, back when there was a such thing as a struggle apartment. Y'all know what I'm talking about. A struggle apartment is anything under $750, them $450 apartments or whatnot, them 2-bedroom garden apartments. I'm not shitting on them because hey, sometimes a lot of brothers, when you trying to get back up on your feet and you getting your grind on, you stay in them $450 struggle apartments, them $750 struggle apartments, and you build your money, buy a new car, whatever, new clothes. At least you jazz it up with some furniture or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So that way, when you finally hit that lick, bam, and it's a strong lick, you can go ahead and move and get up out of there. Maybe you get you a girlfriend, that work with you, as far as like in a relationship, not one of these little prostitutes posing as a girlfriend, but a real girlfriend that eventually that's like wifey type. Y'all get a place together. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no matter where you go, bruh, you paying water. You paying a water bill. But usually in them struggle apartments or apartments, period, your water bill is included in your rent. You can tell he's never owned a house or lived in a house where he's been the main payer of the bills. Because he's making it sound like, well, I can't believe I had to pay a water bill. Yeah, bruh. Yeah. Every month, by the way.
And now we got to pay another $30,000 for vacant property registration fees that we shouldn't even owe because we should have a waiver.
Well, you don't.
We should have a waiver.
Well, you don't.
We should have a waiver.
Well, you don't.
And it gets worse, brothers and sisters.
How does it get worse? Tell us.
It gets worse because they are raising the vacant property registration fee. They are raising the vacant property registration fee this fall from $5,000 a year to $12,000 a year. I'm going to say it again.
Do you know why they're doing that? Because they're tired of the blight. They're tired of the blight. So either you pay the vacant property fee or the city will seize your property and sell it at auction to somebody that's going to do something with it. Nothing brings down the value of a house, a property, a neighborhood, destroys the tax base than a bunch of vacant properties that nobody's dealing with. So hey, look, if you can't at least pay the property tax on this until you get somebody in here, then we'll seize the property and we'll get somebody in there. How about that? We'll sell it to somebody. We'll seize the property and sell it at auction to somebody who will get somebody up in there, or they'll continue to pay the vacant property tax fee until we seize it from them and sell it at auction again. Or are you not understanding that the federal government is $36 trillion in debt, and they're no longer funding a lot of these states? They're cutting their funding. You want to support a criminal illegals? Well, then you get no federal money. No more can you siphon federal tax dollars off of the Board of Education money that comes in. No longer can you steal that money and divert funds, because the Board of Education is defunded. It's gone. Welfare, they making changes to welfare. No more federal funding for that. It's gone. Everything is now, you wanted states' rights? Okay, here's your states' rights. You fund yourself, fund your own school system, fund your own welfare system, fund your own Medicaid, Medicare system, fund your own SNAP programs. The federal government can no longer afford it, at least not for right now. So yeah, guess what, bruh? They're raising it from 5K to 12K. And if they eventually can't find a buyer, you know what they do? Tear it down. They'd rather tear it down and sell the land.
They are raising the vacant property registration fee this fall from $5,000 a year to $12,000 a year. Brothers and sisters, I want y'all to get ready for a protest. I want all FDMG donors and supporters to get ready for a protest.
Oh yeah, what type?
We may have to march on City Hall, brothers and sisters.
Okay, first and foremost, you would have to be a complete and utter dumb motherfucker to you single mothers to buy a ticket to Wilmington, Delaware, get a hotel room for the weekend, and protest this scammer not paying his bills.
We may have to march on City Hall because of the racism.
Oh God, there it is. Oh, it's the white man's fault that he's financially illiterate.
I'm gonna call it what it is.
Mr. 6 degrees, 6 useless, garbage, uneducated C student female degrees. It's the white man's fault that he don't pay his bills.
It's racism, discriminatory treatment. Why did we get no notification that y'all were going to sell our schools?
You said you did.
Why did you not respond to any of our emails to retroactively apply our vacant property registration fee waiver?
They probably did.
I knew they didn't want Dr. Umar in Wilmington.
They don't care who you are.
I didn't know it was this bad.
They don't care who you are.
I knew that the power structure. I'm not talking about the.
They don't care who you are.
They love us.
Just pay your bills.
Our Wilmington, Delaware family. Shout out to our Wilmington, Delaware family. They love.
Yeah, shout out to the Wilmington, Delaware people who see him outside them Scooby-Doo ghost towns, always shouting and yelling and screaming on his phone outside the place, talking about haters and YouTube and struggle streamers and a paint day and a barbecue and his schedule. Shout out to them people who walk by, who see him out there, oh, when's school gonna open? In a sarcastic tone that he too stupid to pick up on. Because everybody in the neighborhood for the past 6 years looking at that mural and everything like, man, this dude ain't gonna never open these buildings. So when they see him, yo man, when school gonna open? When school gonna open? When school gonna open? You notice he don't tell them to shut the fuck up, and if you ain't donate, don't ask me nothing, because they right there in his face. Oh, we gonna open September. Yeah, all right, good brother. Yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Umar and FDMG. I'm talking about the power structure of Wilmington, Delaware. We knew they didn't want us in that city.
They don't care.
But we didn't know they would go this far as to ignore us for 4 months and try to sell the school behind our backs. I didn't know they would go this far.
This is why I needed my
as to ignore us for 4 months and try to sell the school behind our backs. I didn't know they would go this far. To ignore us for 4 months and try to sell our schools that we've been working on for 6.5 years behind our backs. So brothers and sisters, this is what we're going to do.
What you going to do?
We're going to fight like hell to get our money from the bank.
How?
We're going to pay off this vacant property registration fee waiver.
How?
And we might still have a protest at City Hall because this is wrong, brothers and sisters.
Please do.
I have emailed the mayor. I have gotten no response. I have emailed the chief of staff. I have gotten no response. I have emailed the city council president. I have gotten no response. So, brothers and sisters, I'm going to meet with my team, and we're going to.
What team? What team? The only people we see out there and everywhere is just you. Do you suffer from multiple personality disorder? What team? What team? Are you like Sybil up in here? What team?
To decide if we're going to go ahead and have this protest, and it ain't going to be one. We're going to do multiple protests.
Multiple protests?
And we're going to invite our donors and supporters from across the state of Delaware, our donors and supporters across the United States, and our donors and supporters across the entire planet. They have to march on Delaware to let them know that you don't treat black people like this.
You know what? This goes back to how I be talking about how black people support criminality. How they think that being held accountable is racist. Getting arrested for committing crimes is racist. So now in DACA, DOCCA, DACA Umar's world, not paying your bills and being held accountable for not paying your bills is racist. Racist white supremacy. How dare you hold me accountable for not paying the debt that I owe to the city? This is racist. Please continue, good doctor.
Because if I was white, I wouldn't have been treated like this.
Really?
If we were Asian, we wouldn't have been treated like this.
Really?
If we were Arab, we wouldn't have been treated like this.
You know why you wouldn't have been treated like that? Because you'd have paid your goddamn bill. That's why. Matter of fact, you wouldn't even be in the arrears. And if you were in the arrears, and if you had good credit and good standing with the bank, you just would have went in and got a loan. You would have got a small business loan, or even a personal loan if you'd have had to, and taking care of it, and made sure that you got your funds together to make sure that you would be able to pay off that loan. That is, if you were financially literate. Because I will say this, with the money that he raised back when he said he had 700K, if he just would have took 250K of that and would have invested it in the S&P 500, he'd be sitting on millions right now. He'd be sitting on millions. Just 250K. He'd be sitting on a couple mil. He'd be sitting on a couple mil. And there wouldn't be no need for this video. That school would have been open and everything. That is, if he was intelligent and serious about what he was talking about.
If we were Jewish, we wouldn't have been treated like this. But we were treated like this because we were black. How dare you ignore us for 4 months and then put a sign on our door without even telling us that you're going to sell our properties?
That's what the sign on the door was for, idiot.
Why didn't we receive a certified letter? Why didn't we receive a certified letter?
Where you been for the past, since April? Where you been? Ain't you been in Africa? Ain't you been in Jersey? Ain't you been in Cali? Ain't you been in Timbuktu land? You ain't never home. You ain't never home. When's the last time you checked in on your mama? And by the way, when you get a certified letter, you have to sign for it. If you're not there, then they put a card in your mailbox. Apparently, everything that you get runs through your P.O. box, right? Which means that it's sitting right there at the post office. Or have you been looking at it, seeing who it's from, and tossing it away, or I'll deal with it later because there's a line at the post office? You're a very impatient person.
Why didn't we receive an email? Why didn't we receive a phone call? Oh, we not going to quit. We not going to give in. The only thing left on the elementary school is to lay down the tile. We going to lay down this tile.
Where? In the roof? You've got tiles missing in the ceilings of both buildings. You've got tile missing on the floor. You walk through those floors and we hear the crunching. We don't even know if you patched up the holes in the bathrooms where they stole the copper. We don't even know if you replaced that. It's not like you ever showed a video, because I remember him showing a video of where there was a big old hole over a urinal where they stole the copper piping. He never did go back and show that that was patched up and fixed. Ever. 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 We never saw that. You still don't even have desks, textbooks, papers, ink pens, nothing. The only part of those windows that you show is the hallways that were painted. That's it. You don't go in the classrooms. You don't show us the bathrooms. You show us the only renovation you show us is those painted walls. And even in those hallways, if you look up at the ceiling, you see the ceiling tiles are still missing with those crunchy floors. It's been like that for 6 years. Are you fucking kidding me? But when you're used to living in poverty, things that are impoverished are natural to you. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? When you're used to living in squalor, what you think is squalor somewhere else is natural to you. It's like moving from one dumpster to the next, except you painted the walls in the dumpster, but it's still filled with trash, and you're comfortable.
And we're going to apply for our certificate of occupancy. We're going to lay down this tile, and we're going to apply for our certificate of occupancy. We're going to lay down this tile, and we're going to apply for our certificate of occupancy.
You can't.
And if we have trouble getting our inspection and certificate of occupancy, we will have to march.
Who? You can't. You owe over $60,000 in back fees and taxes. Until that's paid off in the next less than 20 days, bruh, you're not going to get somebody come and inspect that for occupancy. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
We will have to march. We might march anyway, brothers and sisters. We're not giving up. We're not giving up, brothers and sisters. We're not giving up. We need y'all to call the mayor of Wilmington, Delaware.
Here we go.
We need y'all to call the mayor's chief of staff in Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the city council president of Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the commissioner of license and inspections of Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the vacant property office of Wilmington, Delaware, and demand that those unjust fees be removed from our account.
I dare you motherfuckers to do that. Matter of fact, I bet, I'm sorry, I don't mean to curse, but I beg you to do it. I beg you low IQ Umar followers to do that. Please put him at the top of the list for the mayor and the city inspectors to open an investigation on him. Why are we getting all these calls for this Dr. Umar dude and these trap bandos out here in this crappy neighborhood? Oh, that Dr. Umar, that's that dude that be on the internet talking all that snow bunny shit. Oh, him? Oh yeah, that dude's a pain in the ass. You know what? I'm having lunch with the chief of police at about 12:30. What'd you say his name was? Write it down for me. Yeah, give me the sticky note. Yeah, I'll have him deal with this. Blowing up our damn office phones, giving these blasts. And you got people outside with signs? Yeah, let's find out exactly who this guy is and why he's being a pain in my ass today. Let's find out. Let's see what's up with this guy. So, yes, Dr. Umar stands. Please do that. I double, triple dog dare you. Do it. Do it. Do it. And property taxes, yeah. This clown never shuts up. King Randall is far better example and deserves our support more than this scammer. Right. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait. I can't believe I did this. I forgot to. Here we go. Is this it? No, that ain't it. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
This is the end for you, my master.
Please, Dr. Umar, come on, Dr. Umar stands, please do it. It will be the end of him. It will be the final nail in the coffin. It will be the final nail in the coffin, because then they'll look and see that his bank accounts have been frozen. Then they'll launch an investigation with the bank. Why is his bank accounts frozen? Oh, fraudulent check/money orders. Or the IRS is involved. Oh, really? Are they? Oh, okay. Has anybody contacted the FBI? Oh, okay. Well, I got a contact in the FBI. Let me call Johnson and Johnson. Let me call Johnson. Special Agent Johnson involved. No relation. Oh yes, please draw more undue, unwarranted, unwanted attention to yourself, Dr. Umar. While you were sitting up there in Jersey this past weekend talking about you looking for another schoolhouse, one that'll cost $250K, 25 rooms. Like, man, if you don't sit your $5 ass down somewhere before somebody make change. But let's continue. I digress.
Let them know that you are a donor of FDMG. Let them know you are a supporter of FDMG.
Let them know you gave this dude money.
That if this situation is not rectified, we will march on the city and we will sue the city of Wilmington, Delaware.
Please do. Please.
We will sue the city of Wilmington, Delaware for racism and discriminatory treatment.
I see why he took this video down. Somebody probably told him, somebody that he trusts, or a few people that he trusts, probably told him, duh, bruh, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. He probably slept on it, had a moment of clarity, and realized, you know what? Yeah, let me take this down. Too late, bruh. This video, I mean, good Lord, the manosphere is all on your ass. Everybody doing videos on you. This particular video and the ones before it, you in trouble. You in trouble.
If you need to reach me, 215-989-9858.
Number that you never answer.
215-985 and we will open the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. No racism from the city of Wilmington will stop us. No sabotage from the city of Wilmington will stop us. Tomorrow morning, get on your telephone. The council president of Wilmington, when he was trying to rectify this problem. Brothers and sisters, they could have simply told us no. Brothers and sisters, they could have simply told us no.
They are telling you no. Actually, they're telling you, hey, look, if you don't have this money within 20 days now, then the answer is no. They're giving you an out before they say, okay, well, no, you no longer own these buildings.
We will not retroactively apply your vacant property registration fee waiver.
They did tell you that.
No problem. We could have got a payment plan. No problem. We could have got a payment plan.
A payment plan.
No problem. We could have got a payment plan.
A payment plan for you. $1.2 million. You spent $400K on these buildings, and now you talking about a payment plan for $60K? Instead of people asking where the school at, people need to be asking what you do with the money, DACA. What you do with the money, DACA Umar? I mean, you sitting up here going off on Lloyd Jamar and everything. He trying to help you out. You going off on people about the school, but really, in all honesty, what people should have been asking you. Matter of fact, what did he say? He said, "What you think I'm gonna put FDMG, the schools, banked on YouTube?" Yes, yes. You really should have been slapping invoices. You should have showed. I mean, because keep in mind, this ain't your personal money, right? This the school money, donation money, right? Yes, you should have been showing everybody the ledger from the bank record ledger. Hey, y'all, we got this much. If I would, in all honesty, if y'all can find me a school in a decent black neighborhood, a decent black suburbia or nearby that I can buy, or a church, something, I'm looking to spend this much because we gonna need this much for textbooks. I need this much to budget for at least for a year for the teachers, etc. Not only would you have received more money in donations, but people would have found you a building somewhere either down here in Atlanta or maybe LA. Okay, Chicago. There was an empty school building in Chicago that they moved the illegal criminals in. Florida, Alabama, anywhere. Baltimore. Not Wilmington, Delaware. Are you kidding me? They could have moved you, found you a school building anywhere in any chocolate city with at least a nice suburbia. You'd have had that money if you wasn't so ignorant, financially ignorant, mentally ignorant, narcissistic. All the tools of a scamming cult leader. If that wasn't your modus operandi and showed everybody what you was doing with the money, not only would you have got more money and actually got a school building, you'd at least had that sucker up and running. All you had to do is just keep showing people the budget. That's how so many other people were able to open schools. And you wouldn't be, as much as you sit up here and lie about, first Pan-African school. Nigga, shut the fuck up. You ain't the only black man or person that's opened up a school for black people, particularly black boys. Shut the hell up. Stop lying like that. School integration didn't happen till what, 1955? The hell do you think, what schools did you think black people was going to at the end of slavery? 50 years. Where the hell do you think black folks was going to school at? Huh? Even beyond that. Agent Smith theme song. Please do that. Didn't he say the school would be opening this August? He said September. You say Detroit is cheaper. Yeah, Detroit could have been cheaper anywhere. You so falsely self-aggrandizing. It's ridiculous. Anyway.
But instead of responding to me the first week of April, instead of responding to me,
they did respond to you. They told you.
Instead of responding to me the first week of April, they ignore us for 4 months and put a sign on our door this past weekend.
Yeah, for 4 months you didn't take care of business. So now the business is taking care of you.
They ignore us for 4 months and put a sign on our door this past weekend saying we're going to sell these schools.
Where's the money?
If you don't pay our money.
Where's the money?
We're not going to email you. We're not going to send you a letter in the mail. We're not going to call you. We're going to put a letter on your door that somebody can take and run off with, as somebody did.
Well, maybe you should have been answering those emails. Maybe you should have been answering the phone calls, or let's say you're right. They never called you. They never emailed you back or nothing. Why didn't you run your fat, greasy, drug addict looking ass downtown to Wilmington, Delaware? And then with, you supposedly got all these lawyers. Why didn't you go down there with your lawyer or your quote unquote team and go down there and see, well, what the hell is going on here? I called y'all, emailed y'all about a week ago, a month ago, whatever. What's going on? Instead of you standing in front of them freaking haunted bandos, hollering, screaming in your phone, throwing up middle fingers, talking about some haters and struggle streamers, you should have took your fat ass down to the freaking courthouse and figured out what the fuck was going on. But that's not what you did you? I'm sorry, I'm cursing because I get enough of the stupid game in real life. I get enough of people playing the stupid game in real life. And it irritates the hell out of me.
They took the letter off the high school and sent it to YouTube, the struggle streamers. What if they took the letter off the elementary school? What if they took the letter off the elementary school?
It would be on YouTube too.
What if they say we owe $20,000 on the elementary school. They say we owe 20 school. They say our accounts are frozen. Our accounts are frozen. We need y'all to help us pay this bill. We're going to fight like hell to get our accounts freed up.
Again, not we,
going to fight like hell. Y'all got to help us pay this bill and save our school.
No.
Y'all got to help us pay. I got more than enough supporters. But I want everybody to know that there might be a protest soon. We need you to come in from Africa, from anywhere. You will not disrespect black people. You will not sabotage black people, steal property from black people. This is your big brother, Dr. Umar Ifat.
Oh my God. This guy's a joke. Man, the money goes school. That's where the local government don't call people. Right. You get that letter. You get that letter in the mail. And you get several notices. You get first notice, second notice, and Dick Gregory used to have a joke about the final notice, like, well, thank God I ain't got to hear from y'all no more. And this is what happens when you ain't got to hear from them no more. They start auctioning off property. They cut off water bills, light bills, gas bills, cable. They start cutting stuff off. When you get that final notice, they start cutting stuff off. But this is interesting. I mean, the fall from grace. I know a lot of people say, man, I hate to see a black man and things like this. No. He's been begging for this. The way he talks about women that he feels done him wrong, the way he goes at brothers, the way he been going at celebrities. I mean, stop it. No, the way he's mismanaged the people's money that had false hope in him. Yeah, what's up, Blood Boiling? Yeah, he has serious narcissistic traits. He is an online cult leader. And he's an ignorant one at that. Again, if he'd have monetized his social media platforms, he would have the money. Oh, that's right. Now that I think about it, he can't. monetize his Instagram because of all of the racist talk that he do. All that. This is why I'll be telling y'all that low IQ racist talk, that shit don't fly no more. It don't fly no more. I remember they killed his ability to make money on Instagram because of his racism. I need your grit money. Sorry, man. I need my cheese grits. Yeah, so I remember they cut off his Instagram. He's no longer able to make money on Instagram, but he still can make money on YouTube. And TikTok loves that low IQ racist shit coming out of black people's mouths. I mean, goddamn, you go on TikTok, the way them freaking low IQ morons be talking shit about white people on TikTok. Oh, they love that. They love that shit. TikTok will promote the hell out of that. But let you say something back, and your channel get a flag. They'll delete the video and all of that. Don't you dare say nothing back. TikTok protects black racists and trans folks. They protect them. They protect the hell out of liberals. No, but YouTube, yeah, he could have done either one of those. He could have monetized either one of those other two channels and clean the hell up. Clean the hell up. You got 67 million subscribers. But then again, when he put this video up after, no, it is 100% true. It's 100% true, Mosh. I got 2 channels now on TikTok because I kept getting flagged for going after people who be talking that racist crap. You say you think a lot of black folks, if you're conservative on TikTok, they will flag the hell out of you. They be deleting your posts. Go over there. I dare you to go on TikTok right now and up under somebody's video talking about ICE or deportations. Just type deport. Just type deport up under the video. Deport. Watch they flag your sentence, and then when you appeal it, they won't even allow it. And all you just said was deport. You didn't call nobody a name, and trust me, it's done happened to me several times. I'm on my second channel. I'm sorry, I have 2 channels, my main one and a backup channel, just in case they delete my main one. They go at you hard. I post something that's I would say, I guess you could say anti-trans, as far as like, what was the video where the woman was talking about what did she say? They decriminalized. This is what happened in Denver, y'all. They decriminalized public nudity at pride parades where children are involved. So therefore, you can flash your genitalia at children if they're at a pride parade or at a drag show. I put up there, this is disgusting. They took the damn the photo down. I had to post it as it was. They took it down. Said it was hate speech. I gotta put, yeah. That's why I got a backup channel on there. Like, man, and they flagged me for it. He said, meanwhile, they got a meme where they doing the Michael Jackson lean sipping on some tea, talking about, nigga, I'm just going to watch where America falls and shit. Right? I mean, it's just, oh my God. I wish they would hurry up and sell TikTok. I'm surprised that Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or one of these billionaires hasn't bought TikTok or put in a bid to buy TikTok, because I mean, there's a lot of money, residual income for them to make off of TikTok just from the TikTok shop alone. Not to mention, understand what TikTok is for a lot of people. It is the dry begging capital of all dry begging apps. It is the most dry beggingest app in the world. All them little hearts and flowers and blue moons and diamonds and stuff that people be sending these people, when they're live, just sitting there doing nothing, just looking cute. Yeah, TikTok gets a cut of that money. I'm surprised they haven't bought that. I'm surprised. That thing is a cash cow. It's OnlyFans without getting naked. Back when OnlyFans was at the top of its game. It's dry beggar fans. Or openly begging fans. I'll be so glad when they sell it. Hopefully they'll get some fair and balanced play in there and get a lot of that racist crap up out of there. I mean, it devalues. But understand, I stopped doing all that racial talk because I realized that it really does devalue your worth. Especially if you're working in the private sector. You're sitting up here working for white folks, but you online talking shit about all white folks. And people are looking at you like, well, then go work for black folks then. But then you realize that at 13% of the population, with maybe 1%, 2%, 3% of them being able to employ you, they're not hiring you. They're not hiring you. You're not even in the vicinity. Unless you're down here in Atlanta. And of course, we all see how they treat their employees down here in Atlanta. I mean, where do you think you got the whole idea of, you go to a black business, they treat you like crap, so you never go back again? It's like, it's not necessarily that the employee treated you like crap. It's the manager / owner's response to the employee treating you like that. They're worse than the employee, and then you realize that the employee is feeding off of the owner as far as mentality. So no, you don't go back. Black folks don't want to hear that though. Just like with the whole Washington, D.C. thing. Black folks don't want to hear that the National Guard is stomping out black crime, black criminality. They don't want to hear that. And I showed that video today. Pyro, whatever her name is. She was showing all them young black teenagers who were murdered last year. Well, not all of them, but she had a good list of young black teenagers that were murdered last year. And here's a nice little list of young black teenagers who were murdered this year. And they were murdered by white people with deep tans that look just like they're disguised, that look just like them, with the same hairdo and everything, same pants sagging and everything. These are the white folks disguising themselves as YNs that are shooting up these other YNs. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want you to believe. People get uncomfortable when the mirror is held up to their own community / neighborhood, society, etc. You don't want to hear that shit. I remember when Jim Brown used to talk about one of the biggest problems we face isn't racism, but black on black crime. And we used to always, I was part of them. I used to get on, oh, man, what the hell? Why are you going to turn around and point your finger at us? Like, well, who's killing more black people than whites? You saying white folks killing all these black folks, but when you look at who's killing black folks overall, the genocide is coming from us. But we don't want to talk about that. Everything is either a white person or a Jewish person's fault. You out here fighting for the fucking illegals. They don't give a fuck about you. Right. Don't even want to bring up abortions. They literally created abortions to kill your numbers. Literally did it to control your numbers. And you out here fighting, crying on social media, oh, they taking away my right to kill a baby. Bitch, do you hear yourself? I mean, you got 33 forms of contraception. You got a morning after pill. Dudes got condoms. Dudes have condoms and pull-out method. I'm allergic to latex. Okay, 32 forms. You fucking that much that you can't take a morning after pill because you feel it'll eventually destroy your system? How about you close your legs for a couple days? You got a main boyfriend? Get on some form of contraception. If you like it raw that much, take 30, 33, 32, 31. Pick one. Get your tubes tied. Something. In this day and age, I feel stupid talking about racism. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not denying it at all. But it's applied in areas where it doesn't apply. Dr. Umar applying it where it doesn't apply. Ben Crump applying it where it doesn't apply. Simone Sanders and MSNBC and CNN and ABC applying it where it doesn't apply. Say black women has more than 24 million black babies. Meanwhile, they're comparing to King Leopold and surpasses numbers of genocide. Yeah, like stop it. Like if anybody is the coon and the racist and the sellout, it's you. You the one killing black babies. You the one killing black boys. You the one killing black girls. You're the one violently assaulting your own people. You the one robbing, stealing, and killing from your own folks, and then turn around and cry racism when you get arrested for it. Because the cop is white. You cry racism because you didn't pay your bills, so now they about to auction off your little abandoned trap bandos. It's white people's fault that you mismanaged the people's money that was donated to you. It's white people's fault that you fucked up the money, right? It's white people's fault that you're a lecherous human being. Meanwhile, goofy ass Street Media TV and Dr. Mod, their goofy ass is saying that otherwise. You know, that's why I don't even listen to what I used to call the pro-black YouTube all-stars. I don't even listen to them anymore. Although, I have to admit, Professor Black Truth, I still like to catch his channel every now and then. Like he did one on Jasmine Crockett that surprised the hell out of me. And he's right. That, you know, you've got the Atlantic doing one article, then 2 days later you've got the New York Times doing an article on her, back-to-back articles like that. And now that, you know, she's lost her congressional seat come 2026. I mean, she's a lame duck Congress member right now. And the only reason why those articles came out is because the head of the Democratic Party, you know, that Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Hakeem Jeffries, you know, who's the other one? The other little goofy little black person. But those people right there, yeah, she lost her seat. Her seat is gone, bruh. Texas went ahead and passed the vote to redistrict Texas. That's done. That's a done deal. And her seat is gone. She's a lame duck. But they did that article. The only reason why that article was done was because they got approval to do that article from the top of the DNC, because they sick of her. Remember, she lost those two. She was trying to get on the House Oversight Committee and something else, and she lost, but she dropped out of the House Oversight Committee race because she was coming in dead last, like Kamala in a presidential race back in 2020. And matter of fact, I forget the other seat, but she was going for the other seat first. She lost that race. She was dead last in that race, and then in this race, she was coming in dead last, so she dropped out. And then all of a sudden, she was fighting for her seat in Texas with the whole redistricting. Then the two articles came out, and then Texas went ahead and passed the vote because these guys didn't want to show up. So they passed the vote anyway. So now she's lost it. She's done. Like, didn't they vote her out? They redistrict her out. So yeah, you can say that. The redistrict vote killed her seat. If anybody's going to wind up getting her seat, it's going to be Sheldon Daniels. She's done. They're booting her right up out of Congress. She better enjoy these last 365 days. She's done. She's done. She's out. And Ilhan Omar is looking to go to prison or forced to resign because of what? There was a housing scandal right now going on in Minneapolis, Minnesota, with the it's been on fire. Yeah. There's a $250 billion or something like that housing scandal going on, and she's at the center of it. Her and Tim Walz, they're at the center of it. So they've launched a federal investigation on that, because, like she said, she's Somalian first, even though she swore an oath to America. And I swear to God, there's no fucking way you should be fresh off the boat and be able to run for any type of office in the United States. At least two generations should pass before your offspring or your ilk should be able to run for any seat in government. You can get a government job, but you being a congressional leader or a mayor or a governor, no, your family needs to have been here for at minimum 2 generations. Ain't no fresh off the boat, just took the citizenship test. All of a sudden now you Zohan Mendami for mayor? Hell no. Hell no. You need to show your Americanness to be an American, or else what you wind up with is Zamdami or Mamdami, the Somalian in Minnesota, and unfortunately Karen Bass and Michelle Wu, Brandon Johnson. You get these mayors who are sitting up here and governors that are trying to force communism down on people's throat, talking about some democratic socialists. No such fucking word as a democratic socialist. That's a nice way of saying communist. You allow crime to fester in these cities, which forces out the businesses. Then you call yourselves trying to tax the rich in order to pay for the grocery stores, these government-run grocery stores, which is communism. Government-run grocery stores, because one of the first things that leave is the grocery store. Remember, Chicago doesn't even have a Walmart. All 4 Walmarts in Chicago are gone. The 2 that are in Portland, gone. You got all type, the Save-A-Lot grocery stores in, I think, Oakland or San Francisco or whatever, gone. LA, losing stores, gone. Minnesota, no, it's in Wisconsin. some store that's an offshoot, a grocery store that's an offshoot of Kroger, gone. All of them gone. Tops grocery stores gone. So now you've got these people talking about government-owned grocery stores. That's communism. And they never keep the shelves stocked. What's up, No News? Say Democrats didn't even tax Bill Gates and Mark Cuban greedy asses. Because they're donors. It's like when Donald Trump in 2016, when him and Hillary Clinton was debating, he doesn't, like, Dave Chappelle called it out. So I said, he don't pay his taxes. It's like, you got there right. Like, because, I know all the loopholes, just like all her friends. Her friends her and her friends don't pay taxes either. If she wanted me to pay my fair share of taxes, she would close the loopholes. And he was standing right next to her saying that. Y'all remember that? Standing right next to her saying it. I know the tax code better than anybody. Donald Trump's a very shrewd businessman. That's why he went bankrupt to back to being a billionaire. And now he's in charge of the U.S. government, running it like a business. And you're seeing the money starting to pour in. Once he gets Jerome Powell up out of there and they're able to drop the interest rates to bring the America's credit score up and bring down the cost of everything, man, get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? Hell yes, MAGA, make America great again. They just have to clean up the crime off the streets, get the illegals out of here, so that way when these factories are up and running and hiring like crazy from all over the world, then black jobs will become plentiful again, which is really a bunch of low educational jobs. You don't need a college degree to drive a forklift. You don't need a college degree to be a picker. You don't need a college degree to load up and drive a truck and unload it. You don't need a college degree to drive. You don't need a college degree to work in the packing and shipping part of a warehouse. Not even as a manager. You don't need a college degree to work upstairs in the office building, okay, of the company. And if you do, they won't even get you a college degree. They'll get you a certificate. Plenty of places where people work, they offer you managerial classes. They send you to school. You get a certificate. Or if you want to go and get your degree, they'll pay for it, as long as it benefits the company. That way they hire from within. They would rather hire from within. That makes you a loyal employee. All types of perks and benefits and everything. All of that shit is coming back. Pensions are going to be coming back. Retirement funds are coming back. You don't need a college degree for all that shit. You say Bill Gates had people deleted over 10 million by a COVID-19 shot. Yeah. Like, yeah, you don't need a college degree for all that stuff, but at least get some education. Get some education. You get the cost down, you can go back to paying for your kids' college and your rent and a 2-car garage and all of this shit off a factory job all over again. You just got to give it time. Before his presidency is up, before 2028, trust me, motherfuckers gonna be like, oh my God, like, damn, Trump was right. You already got CNN with their polls and some of their commentators like, yeah, like, damn, Trump was right. They already acquiescing and bending the knee. They already getting it. They're seeing the result. As much as they, Trump bad every goddamn minute of the damn day, they realizing that the stuff that he's saying and doing is right. Shit, and he's doing it quickly. But the thing is that these are Democratic controlled networks, so of course they're still trying to hold on to their power, but they're losing ratings. They're losing ratings. Therefore, when you start losing ratings, you start losing advertisers. And when you start losing advertisers, you have to start firing your overpriced talent. Why you think that ESPN, even though they pay Stephen, I know I should probably end this and talk about this somewhere else. But even though ESPN paid Stephen A. Smith got that $100 million contract in order to offset that and put his ass to fucking work. I'm telling you right now that they bought the NFL Network and Red Zone and all of that shit, and they got rights to games, watch Stephen A. Smith be on the NFL Network. Watch they move him over. That little goofy show that he got with Molly Quorum with her false sexual harassment allegations against him and shit. If y'all know anything about that, you know, they had to put a gag order on him, but they should have fired her ass for those false allegations. But that's a different story. But at any rate, that $100 million contract, they wouldn't have been able to sustain that with him just working at ESPN. So them buying that whole NFL situation, that whole NFL TV network, is going to help him get his, them be able to afford his contract. And his ass gonna be all over them NFL network stations. They gonna work the shit out of him for that $100 million watch. They gonna work the hell out of Stephen A. Smith. He gonna see them freaking gray hairs on the side of his head. They gonna work the hell out of him. But ESPN needed that money. They needed that NFL money because the NFL is still the king sport. They needed that money, or else they were going to go bankrupt. Remember, they were talking about selling ESPN because they couldn't afford it. That's why, in all honesty, why you think the View normally goes on break right about now, but instead they went on break in mid-July, shortly after, a week after they announced that they were canceling the Stephen Colbert show. Even though it's a different network, they sent them chicks on break because they were losing viewers and also losing sponsorships. They were losing sponsors. Whether you lose viewers or not, if you lose sponsors and ain't nobody else trying to pay that, $2 million for a 30-second commercial spot that's played at least 3 times per hour. Once you start losing that money and don't nobody want to pay that price, yeah, you're gonna have to do something. And Bob Iger told them chicks, calm down on the negative Trump talk, and they told him to kick rocks. So he said, "Oh, okay." Sent them on vacation early. They're talking about reformatting the show and everything. But they females, they hard-headed, especially Sunny Holston with her low IQ ass. Sitting up here, she works than Sha'Carri Richardson. She put her husband on blast for the insurance fraud that he was running. Remember, he's still under indictment for racketeering, insurance fraud, Uber and Lyft insurance fraud. To the tune of $250 million or something like that. Yeah, that case didn't go away. But the wheels of justice move slow unless you a brother in the street caught with some weed in your pocket. But yeah, you say here Apple is stepping to the plate of ESPN. Yeah, plus not to mention the iPhone. They're now making iPhones. The majority of the parts for iPhone are now going to be made here in the United States, which should bring down the cost. And I bought Apple stock earlier this year. When Trump sat up there and had all them people sitting up there, you had U.S. Steel, Apple, and U.S. Steel, Apple. Oh, Nvidia, the AI company. He had them up in there. Plus the oil company, he had them up in there in the White House back in February. They had that press conference. I bought stock in all of them. I even bought stock in Tesla. Because Tesla is still the number one company in robotics, not just cars, but also in robotics. And of course, the space program, which took a huge hit when Trump deregulated the Green New Deal. You know, that's why Elon was pissed, because he lost the contract for the EVs. He lost that EV contract, which he was using that money, because it's best to fund your projects with other people's money. Just ask Dr. Umar. He lost the contract, so that put a crimp in his robotics and mission to Mars program. So he's gonna have to find that money some other way. And his best way to do that is to get those robotics together for, if not the U.S. Army, for at least for street crime, because they are using those. They were creating those robots as combat robots, which is kind of weird, because in order for you to use those robots, because these are war robots, in order for you to do that, to use them for that, which means you have to violate one of the 3 laws of robotics, which is that a robot cannot harm a human being. But if you're creating them, you know, for the battlefield, then God damn it, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you son of a bitch. Yeah, AI too. Yeah, I watched the past month. I watched all of my stocks just blow up in the Nvidia, U.S. Steel, which wound up folding into Nippon, which is Japanese steel. Luckily, when they were talking about that deal, I bought Nippon stock. So I had U.S. and Nippon stock, and they wound up merging into one. And U.S. Steel stock, back when, you know, all that terror talk was going on, and they were talking about how the stock market was, you know, dropping and whatnot, that U.S. Steel stock stayed strong. It stayed strong because of them factories coming over here. They're using that U.S. Steel contract to build. But now that, like I said, U.S. Steel and Nippon, Japanese Steel, have merged into Nippon Steel, that because the Japanese know how to, they know what the hell they're doing. They have the technology. They have better technology than us in a lot of areas. That stock is skyrocketing. That Nvidia stock, now that they're pretty much got their factories up and going and everything or whatnot, that Nvidia stock is shooting up. And now with Apple doing what they're doing, with them moving here, moving the bulk of their warehouses here and building the iPhones here, stock is gonna grow. But you know, Trump bad. Yeah, that's right. Crypto. I'm on the road on crypto. Yeah. Sometimes I open up my Venmo, because that's why I bought my crypto off of. I bought it off the Venmo app. I open up my crypto. I'll check my balance. The first thing I do, I'm checking my regular balance. Then I'll look at my crypto, and that crypto is shot up over, I would say, 200% from what I bought it when it was and when they were talking about how crypto was rising up. It was shooting up the day of the night of the election. Matter of fact, the night of the election, we covered it, and they were talking about, yeah, crypto was just going off the chain. So I hurried up and I bought some crypto stock. I spent like $150. And before the end of the week, I was sitting on 700, and then it went up to 800. It dipped, and then it went up another. I ain't gonna say how much it is now, but I was surprised. I was like, God damn, like shit, this crypto was just growing. And they talked, because they talked about that. Trump said that the U.S. government, they were going to invest in crypto. They were going to dump, I think, like $200 billion in the crypto market. I don't even think they've done that yet, but they did bring it up last month about, you know, them investing in the crypto market. But I think they got to build up a little bit more credit first, you know, because you're going to have to pay for these ICE agents. You're going to have to pay for these National Guardsmen. You're going to have to pay these military troops that you're about to flood these cities with. You know, these quote unquote criminal sanctuary cities, most particularly LA, Chicago, New York, and Boston and Baltimore. You're gonna have to flood these zones. Oh, and Denver, out there in Denver, in Colorado. You're gonna have to pay these people. Money has to come from somewhere. So, again, that's what Elon Musk was pissed about. You want to spend $2 trillion in defense? Yeah, nigga. Shit. So, yeah, that money has to come from somewhere. It has to come from somewhere. And go ahead, Donald. Invest in crypto. 4 trillion market cap as of now. Yeah. Cleaning up. Also, Trump said no tax on crypto, which he can use the crypto to wipe off the national debt. Yes. Yes. People do not understand. You are a shrewd businessman. Because understand, when he was okay, everybody talks about the casino that he bankrupted, all right? That's because he had the wrong people in place. Everybody act like he was just sitting behind the desk and running the slot machines and all that, like he was a one-man operation. No, he hired people in place who fucked everything up because, he hired the wrong people. It's just like when he was first president. Remember, he was firing people left and right his first 4 years. Then there was COVID. All right. You had the whole Russian collusion hoax. Of course, we pretty much figured it was a lie, as it's now exposed. Tulsi Gabbard, after she got cussed out for that whole Iranian situation, she stopped getting on TV, dug her ass into them files, and got back in Trump's good graces by proving that, the whole Russian collusion hoax was orchestrated by Obama and the Democratic Party. So she's back in Trump's good graces. But the whole thing is that he learned after it was a good thing that he wasn't president back to back, because he had to take 4 years off in order to actually see what he needed to do as president. Because I guarantee you, he had no idea he would actually win the presidential election in 2016. Nobody thought he was going to win the presidential election in 2016. Not even him. Let's be honest. I mean, he was surprised as hell. Looking at on election night, looking at them numbers come in, he like, wait, I'm about to be president? Shit, somebody give me a civics book. But after 4 years off, you see he came back with a vengeance, and he's doing exactly everything that he needs to do. The only weak link I think he has outside of P. Hexa, got his brother out here leaking shit, is Pam Bondi. I think Janine Pyro, whatever her name is, I think based on how she's been handling this Washington, D.C. situation or whatnot, I think she'd have made a better DOJ candidate than, Miss No Popsicles for Dessert, because you got F's in school and shot up the teacher's lounge. So, no popsicles for you for dessert. But yet you give them a cookie. Don't tell your dad. You know what I'm saying? Pam Bondi, just horrible. She's horrible. She's horrible. Pyro, whatever her name is, she'd have made a better one, because, you need a bulldog in that position. You need a bulldog, not a soccer mom that puts you on punishment. You're grounded for 2 weeks, mister. And then, you only in your room for 45 minutes before she get the sad eyes and feel bad for you and let you out. But outside of that, that whole I'm over the whole Epstein thing. I really don't care. We already know it's a bunch of world leaders and whatnot that's tied up in that, and bodies will hit the floor if names get released. So, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Sometimes you just got to swallow that bitter pill. You got to swallow it. You know, sometimes even Batman sometimes doesn't get his man. It is what it is. But overall, though, you're seeing a lot of good. You're seeing out of, let's say, 9 out of 10. If you were to pick out 10 good things, you would at least get 9. With the Epstein being the 10th one that you didn't get what you wanted out of it. Which I guess is better than nothing. You say, to be honest, I didn't really think he won as president in 2016. He did. He did. And he won it in 2020. They just stole it from him. But like I said, it's a good thing he didn't win it. He needed to take a step back and concentrate, you know, and see what the hell he really needed to do. And as you can see, on day one, he came in kicking ass and taking names. Or as Mantis would say, but take ass and kick names. We're here to take ass. Like, whoa, shit. Whoa. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. I'm sorry. It's all supposed to have been about Umar, but I done went off in a tangent because I haven't talked to y'all in a while. But I'll see y'all tonight. We'll cover his press conference. All right. Let's get out of here. Shoot, wait, let me kill this music. Yeah, I'll see y'all at 9. Oh, I got to do my sports talk later today on my Browns channel. Let me go ahead and take a breather, and then I'll cover my sports talk. All right.
Demon King Satan, Satan,
Nope, not
Satan,
Satan,
Satan, Satan, Satan, Satan, Satan, Satan.
I actually felt retarded, like really retarded. I mean, I brushed my teeth retarded. I rode the bus retarded.
Dang.
In a weird way, I had to sort of just free myself up to believe that it was okay to be stupid or dumb.
To be a moron.
Yeah,
To be Morocco.
exactly. To be a moron.
An imbecile.
Yeah.
Like the dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
And even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. No.
You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you.
1, 2, 3.
And then I'm like, this baby motherfucker better not blow up by nuclear shit, or I'm gonna go loco on this bitch. And then he blows up all my nuclear shit, and I'm like, call my general. And they tell me, they're all dead, sir. And I'm like, assemble the army. And they're like, they're dead too, sir. So then I'm like, launch the friggin' missiles. And they're like, they're gone, sir. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Damn, I knew I shouldn't have called on this nigga. I shouldn't have called on you because you always trying to distract motherfucker. Fine, I'll answer your stupid ass question.
We have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Get the fuck out!
All right, bye. Thanks for the fun.